Hello, my name is Omar Al-Casey, and this is my reflection for Ani172. My learning objective for Ani172 was to improve my animation skills, as well as having a better understanding of animation, so that I can be able to animate on a regular basis, even if it is for once in a while. First project I did was scene breakdown, where we had to analyze a scene one by one from an animated medium. For this project, I chose a scene from the Justice League action episode Playdate, since I figured it had shots worth breaking down. I honestly found this project to be super tedious, to the point where I had to play videos in the background to avoid getting bored. The next project I did was Animation Principles, where we had to create animations based on the 12 principles of animation. I had a lot of fun with this project, since animating is the reason why I signed up to the school. As you can see, I created so many animations ranging from the foundational and intermediate exercises all the way to the 3 animations. The final animated project I did was character animations, in which we had to create our own characters so we can animate a walk cycle. This was my favorite project out of the 3, since one of my favorite aspects of art is creating our own characters. I will say I thought I was going to have a hard time with this one, but I ended up going through it without too much hassle. I have created a lot of animated projects, ranging from analyzing an animated series with Photoshop to animating my own works via Krita, the software I use. I don't really use Krita that often, yet I managed to memorize the meat and potatoes of it thanks to my experience with it. I will say that my favorite part in animation class is creating animations, since that's when we get the most freedom and try out the new techniques we learn for ourselves. I have learned all sorts of animation techniques, like animation curves, analyzing an animated scene for reference, etc. I have also learned things I honestly never thought of before, like how walk cycles swap arm positions and leg positions within the poses. Aside from those nice treats, there wasn't really anything else that I didn't know from before. I was reminded about the 12 principles of animation, which is nice, though I did learn about them when I was creating my first animated project a year and a half ago. I learned that when it comes to 2D animation, I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and attempt new things I'm unfamiliar with. One example I can think of is when I picked bird flying and chose to draw a gargoyle instead. I also learned that if you prioritize your work first and then free time, you can get more done in less time, which is something I applied. For the next trimester, I will have a more in-depth analysis on my references. The gargoyle animation had to be remade because I didn't analyze the bird flying reference hard enough. So with that in mind, I can prevent any more complications. But other than that, I don't really see any more improvements. I believe I'm just as fine as everyone else. In terms of Ani172, I was more on the credits standards, which means going beyond the pass. Since 2D animation is something I'm highly passionate about, I put a lot of effort into my projects. I can name many examples, like when I chose to use more of my imagination to create really wacky scenarios, like a shark punching tofu. Though there were times where I really only aimed for a pass, like with the Sawman, though that was because of time restraints. Seeing all the work I have done in the past month or so, I believe I have achieved the goal I was aiming for. Since animation is very different from drawing, I am impressed with the feats I have done. Despite this, my journey in art is still far from over. I've got a long road ahead of me, and I'm looking forward to traveling it.